Good times, greatest hits. It's Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M, the Marty Sheargold Show. Look who's joining us in the studio, Marty. David Woiwod.
Or as we refer to you, Holly Woiwod.
Yes.
Holly
I
Woiwod.
love that. And it's really stuck in my life as well. People actually come up to me and say, Holly Woiwod, how are you?
You're
We
one of
love
our original best friends.
You are. Early days.
Original friend of the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in those days, you were the LA correspondent, but your job, commensurate with your talent, has increased over time, and your official title now, of course, is
U.S. Bureau Chief, because they've recognised the talent there, as you say.
U.S. Bureau
the ability.
Chief.
Yeah.
Do you wear a hat or something, being the bureau chief?
Yeah, I need.
You need a trilby.
With a little press. Just
And a feather. A press. New Chicago. Mr. Cellophane. So it's a great job. And the reputation of sort of foreign journalists is that
they drink a lot.
They drink a lot.
Yeah, no.
We
We don't have time for it anymore. It's not
Really?
like those glory days. Like you hear these stories from your Mike Amors and your other people who have been through that position over the years. And, you know, they had one bulletin that they had to feed every day. But
Of
things
course.
are beast
Turnover.
now. Like we are churning out the content.
Yeah.
Of course, that hadn't occurred to me that cuts into your drinking time.
What about rooftop sushi? You must have time.
That's
Still
just
squeeze
dream.
that
It's
in.
this myth that Marty's created.
It's like Singapore Slings. What's the name of the place where
Raffles.
Chucking the peanuts on the ground.
That's what I imagine being an international journalist
just
is like.
kicking around with expats.
And then every now and then someone runs past you with a camera and goes, "We gotta go."
But even being the US chief, though, you still have to go to Europe and things like Israel and whatever. So you're all over the place.
Yeah,
aren't you?
well, there's not that many of us. So in the commercial TV world, and even in the ABC, really, Matt can probably tell you all about this as well. I'm not telling you guys anything new. But there's only a few of us. So there's a bureau team in London. They do Europe, and then there's the US team. So if something big does happen, like Israel, I think that's when I maybe last spoke to you guys.
Yes,
it was.
from there. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So you just got to go fill in and just do everything. Yeah, it's good.
What else is happening in your life? So you're
I'm
at home
40
for your
years old.
40th.
I'm at home.
Yeah.
I'm doing the reverse of Matt. I'm living with my parents.
Yes,
not
yes.
my in-laws. And yeah, it's just, you know, a big year coming up in America. Donald Trump. It's
Election.
wall-to-wall Trump. Trump,
Give us Trump in a nutshell. What do you think?
He is a nutshell.
He
Yeah.
certainly is, but is he a nutshell of a nutshell that's going to win the next election?
I think that, very real. Like, it's
Wow.
a very real possibility at the moment. I'm one of the few that are holding out at the moment. I think the Democrats are playing a really good game in the sense that they're playing down their chances right now. So that's going to really help to get out the vote because that's what they need. They're going to need feet on election day. They're going to need every single person to actually get out there because the Trump army and that MAGA army, they are so dedicated, they are so passionate, and they are so ready to vote that they're going to need the Democrats will need every vote. But the choice, what's the choice? You've got Donald Trump or Joe Biden. He's done a really good job, but there is that lingering thing around age and all that stuff.
But I said to William, what are we saying Biden's legacy is?
Well, he's reduced inflation. He's done a lot his job figures are remarkable. They are really good at the moment. So, but he's not selling that message, and that's the issue.
Yeah.
I've never heard that till right now.
Yeah. Breaking news.
Maybe his legacy is getting rid of Trump. He beat him at the last election.
Yeah, and he was supposed to be that short circuit that the country kind of needed.
Yeah.
And then for him to go around
Why would he
again,
do it
Is there
again?
no one else?
There
I mean,
is.
I'm so far out of touch with US politics.
No, there is. There are others.
Is there
but
still
for some-
time for them to put someone forward? This is
very
it.
unlikely now. Very unlikely. We're heading to the convention in a couple of months. He'll get the votes on the floor by unless something extreme, like it has to be
Like if he died?
remarkable. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Essentially.
Which is, I wouldn't rule it
Honestly,
out. I mean,
no.
I've seen him ride a push bike.
that was a few years ago when he was falling off. He's even worse now.
He could die at any time. Every
Yeah.
time he runs, I think, oh.
Or gets off the plane. I'm like, just one
run
step
up
at a
the
time,
steps.
mate.
It's like
He
when you
runs through
see a
the long
kid.
grass.
It's like when you see a kid walking around with like a glass in their hand at a barbecue. It's like, slow it, bud. Hey, hey.
Where are you taking that, buddy?
Where you
Yeah.
take that, bud? Put that one back. We'll get your paper one.
The old adage is if more people vote, the Democrats generally win. Is
Yeah,
that
that's it. And so that's what they're fighting the whole time,
Yeah.
just getting that vote out.
Yeah.
Get the vote out. So they will be calling on, you're going to see every celebrity, every former Democrat president coming out to really try and motivate people.
Because traditionally, what percentage of the American population votes anyway?
Very low.
Yeah.
Is
well,
it
not
40,
very low.
50%?
Yeah, it's just around that 50% mark.
Of the adult, obviously the adult population.
Able to, yeah.
It's a circus. It's a full-blown
And then in the
circus.
background of all of that, you've got these court cases, right? So
I
he's
know.
in that
Yeah.
hush money
I don't know
case
how
right
he can be
now.
doing this.
And this is a bloke he's been found to have sexually assaulted a woman in the most horrific of ways.
And then told her she was lying.
Yeah.
And then told her she was lying. And he's paying off porn stars. We're going through that right at the moment.
That's a fun one.
Um,
Plus, he's got all of his financial issues.
they're all hanging around. He could lose Trump Tower. He could lose some of his big properties.
Can't conduct business in the state of New York still. Is that-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
he's been banned. His
isn't
boys
it-
have been banned.
Even if he goes to prison, which
Yeah.
he probably won't, he can still be the president from
Yeah,
prison.
Yeah.
Nothing sort
That
of-
is
So
Mate,
weird.
blokes ran the
That's-
mafia from prison. I wouldn't
Yeah.
sneeze at it. It's not a bad job.
Who's that? Better Mafia.
Yeah, Better Mafia.
Yeah, Better Mafia.
Ran North Melbourne from prison. That's a joke, Matthew. I'm clearly doing comedy. Better Mafia never did time. Not that I'm aware of. It's really interesting. It's an interesting time. Anything you'd like to cover off? Anything you want to know about what's been going on here?
Oh, what
Yeah.
has been going on here?
lot.
Yeah.
I've been following a little bit of it, but
Yeah.
Well,
see.
obviously, we've had the disaster that was the Bondi.
Whoa, what's
wet-
going on there?
Oh,
Oh,
that
my
was
God.
just, I don't know.
And almost then like a follow-on effect of just, I feel like there's just been stabbings.
Several
Yeah,
others.
it's awful.
Yeah,
taking
it's been
place.
horrendous.
Does it feel like you have those sort of copycat moments, or it just sort
Absolutely.
of
I
all
think
comes
so.
in one kind of way?
Absolutely.
It's pretty sad.
It
Yeah.
is. It's been
That we
awful.
found ourselves, because we find those situations in America all the time.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
those attacks, and this sounds awful from a news gathering perspective, but you know, how many have been dead at this shooting? How many have been killed at this shooting? 7. We'll let this one
You
slide.
become
I know.
desensitized.
Desensitized
Yeah.
to it.
It's
Yeah.
not big enough news.
Are they kids? No.
Yeah.
And you've got to make all those
What gun
judgments.
was?
Yeah.
What gun was?
Totally,
used?
Yeah.
all of that. And it's
Yeah.
really ugly. It's an ugly process, but yeah,
But that's
you
the
know-
cycle.
Yeah, and thank God that we don't have that here in Australia.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we
There's
don't.
there's a new flavour of Tim Tam.
Oh, yes.
What is it?
Yeah.
Cafe latte or
I think
coffee
there was some
based?
Coffee based.
Yep.
Yeah.
How come I haven't heard about that?
I know.
I don't know.
Fingers not on the pulse.
We would have sent you some, but you know how long it takes us to
I
get
have,
stuff to
I
you.
have some.
between the robe
All I can
and the
say-
sushi voucher.
Yeah.
All I can say is thank God you got a new EP in the show.
Well,
I know.
Yeah. Who's
But
in
in
America?
fairness,
Where is she?
She's in New
America.
York.
She's in New York.
She's in New York.
She was trying to hand deliver the
She's getting
robe.
feet on the ground. But in fairness to Matthew, that was our promotions department, who I would have to say, of all departments in the building, are the most underwhelming.
What about sales?
Well,
Our
I mean,
program directors.
gee,
test
you
him.
really,
Yeah.
you really pushed me into the
Come on,
corner. If I have to pick a worse
Shoot,
before,
shag, and marry.
that's a very polite way of playing that
Yeah.
game, mate. It's lovely to see you.
You too,
Thanks
guys.
for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
And
Well done on the show. Well done on coming back. It's just
oh, you know what you
fantastic.
missed? Kyle and Jack have come into the.
Oh, you know, I listen to them.
Oh, you love them.
no.
What's your review?
I don't. Are they washing in the Melbourne market? Wasn't
We
that
don't
the big
know.
question?
It's been like
Day 2.
3
Early
days.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always difficult when you don't live in the market that you work in to sort of sell the message.
Yeah. I mean, and even when you put a 16-year-old on a lie detector and do that.
All of that.
All
stuff.
of that.
That's just all fun and games.
You guys not doing that?
No. We're putting a 6-year-old on.
No, we're
we're
gonna-
asking to be truthful about their lunchbox.
We're
Did
gonna
you eat it, or did you throw it in the bin again? That's the constant conversation at our house. You're just throwing your lunch
Can
away.
you look at Matt's face?
I know.
Look at him.
That's a funny premise.
He's so nervous.
Yeah, he's gonna edit everything
Spends his
in.
life
Really worried.
nervous.
He's really worried.
He's a nervous Nelly. Now
Guys,
he's in programming.
And for all the people that do live overseas and listen to the podcast, it is such a beautiful taste of home. Like, it really is just a magical moment to put that on. And
That's
what
lovely.
you guys provide, I don't know if you really know how important it actually is.
Or care.
Or give
Oh.
it.
I care.
No, you would.
Oh, that's bad. Isn't it?
Your charisma and your connection with the listeners, Loz, is just something else.
Oh,
Thank you, David.
No, I was being sarcastic.
I knew he was.
Oh, David.
I thought you would have seen him.
Cry. I was going to cry in a good way.
You still can.
Nah,
Just do
it'd
it
be
on
a
the
bad
drive home, mate, and have a Guinness. Lovely to see you, mate.
Happy birthday, Woiwod.
Happy
Happy
birthday.